Hello viewers, welcome you all again in my channel Indojit Creations. Today we know about the Guilford multiple intelligence factor theory. So today's topic is very important for intelligence factor theory. So today we know about the three-dimensional theory is given by the Guilford, and this is the another name of the Guilford structure of intelligence theory. And in here we know the structure of intelligence which given by the Guilford. So class, let's start. At first we know about the Guilford intelligence factor theory. So Guilford also built this theory in 1956, and in here he also built three dimension of the intelligence. There is the operation dimension, there is a product dimension, and there is a content dimension. So in this year, this operation, this content, and this product is very important for the intelligence structure. So he also structurally use this intelligence and use the unit of intelligence included here. So Guilford also at first used 120 intelligence factor, and after that he also elaborate 150 intelligence unit, and after that he also invented 150 intelligence unit factor. So we know elaborately the those three components of structure of intelligence. So at first we know about the operation dimension, next we know the content dimension, and lastly we know about the product dimension. So at first we disclose here the operation dimension. So Guilford also this operation dimension also listed or also classified the five components. Number one is the cognition, number two is the memory, number three is convergent thinking, number four is the divergent thinking, and last number five is the evaluation. So in this year, these five types will be discussed at first. Then we will go for the content, and after that the product dimension. In this year, the persons also disclose the cognition. Cognition means he has some knowledge about this topic or particular topic. So in this year, the Guilford want to measuring the cognition level of the people or of the human being. Next, we know about the memory. So memory level is very effective for the every human being. So in this year, the persons also we know about his memory, and he also do his work to base on the memory. So he or she also know about his memory very well, and he will do the work for capacity of his memory. So next we know about the convergent thinking. So in this year, the persons will be able to solve a particular problem, and he will be know how to solve a problem particularly. Next, divergent thinking or divergent production. So in this year, the divergent thinking is the persons will able to create a new things, and he has some creativity on his the dimension level. So the Guilford also listed this divergent thinking for his intelligence factor, and last is the evaluation. So every persons will know the efficacy of the evaluations, and will know about the what is the utility of evaluations. So this efficacy and this utility based on his intelligence. So in this year we know about the operation dimension clearly. Next we know the content dimension. So content dimension has some specific characteristics or specific unit. So at first we know those types of the unit at first. In this, content dimension factor has five unit of knowledge is included here. So in this here, the first is the figural. So in this figural factor has listed two factor. Number was the auditory factor and number one is the auditory factor and number two is the visual factor. So in this here, the auditory factor, when a person will be able to hear anything and he also acquiring knowledge from the hearing object, it's called the auditory factor. Next is the visual factor. In this here, the person will be see everything and he also acquire knowledge from the visually component, so it's called the visually factor. Next is also the semantic, and in this here the semantic it also be always a grammatical representation, and as well as this semantic has some the communication or the language formation here. So in this here the language or the communication factor also be included here. Next we know about the symbolic factor. So in this here the word also represent or also told to us that there is a symbol, there are the symbol, and these symbols are most important for identify the object, and this object is be told you this is the symbol of this particular object. Okay, so these symbolic systems also the represent some sign, some pictorial representation. Okay, next lastly we know about the content variable is the behavioral. So in this here the persons will be able to know and able to the measure the behavior of the people of the persons, and he will be get evaluations to him to measure his the behavior. So we know about the content dimension, and lastly we know about the product dimension. So product dimension has some sub unit, and this unit and those unit is very important for the product dimension. So in this here there are the some products like unit, class, relation, system, transformation and implication. So those types we will know elaborately. So at first the unit. So in this here have some unit. So in this here we clearly that have clear idea about the unit, and we will do my work about this unit. Next is the class. So in this here the which characteristics belong to the which category, and it's also be classified here. So in this here the persons also be classify or select his class. Next is the relation. So in this here we know clearly that in this here two or the more topics or the two persons relationships here. So in this here the relation. So next is the system. So we know every work was done by the systematically. So in this here this system is very important. Next is the transformation. So in this here you have collect some information and you have idea about these topics, and you want to how to expose those topics and how to you transformation those topics. So this is the criteria, this is the characteristics of the transformation. And lastly we know about the implications. So we know which idea, which knowledge also we gather or also we acquire, and at last we will implications of those types of knowledge, and we will know a set of the knowledge. So class, today we know the Guilford three-dimensional theory or the SOI model or the structure of intelligence model. So in this year we clearly know about the operation dimension, content dimension and as well as the product dimension, and we also know about those types of the three-dimension subcategories. So class, today I end this class here, and next day I will come here with a new topic. So take care, bye.